I hope all you guys are able to hear me well. Today I got some stuff written up here and you're gonna get a little tour. And then tonight I hope to get more stuff written up and so you guys get to know more about people's lives. So let's start off with, uh, sorry if I mispronounce this name, Alcina Rosella Sherman. And this is who it is. In the quiet town of Rose, New York, on August 28, 1851, a baby girl named Alcina Rosella Sherman was born to Ora and Charlotte Russell Sherman. Ora is a skilled harness maker, and Charlotte welcomed Alcina as their firstborn, assuring in a new chapter of their growing family. Alcina was the eldest of 4 children, a tiny pioneer in her own right in a household that would soon be filled with the laughter and bustle of siblings. Though her time was heartbreakingly short, just 1 year, 3 months, and 7 days, Alcina's life left a lasting impression on those that knew her. She passed away on December 5th, 1852, still in the village of her birth. Not long after, her family moved on, first to Brutus, New York area, and eventually settling in the scenic hills of Watkins Glen. Though Alcina did not make that journey with them, her memory traveled with the Shermans, etched quietly in their hearts as they built a future she had never had the chance to see. The reason I was like, what is that? There's a plane going by, and I was like, what? And this is her stone. I did clean her. You can find her video on my channel. Let's see who we have over here. I got lots of other people here I gotta write up on. James Otto Hunn. He is right over here. And there are some notable figures in the cemetery I do not have written up yet. But next time you will be able to see. Hello, Galaxy. So, we have James Otto Hunn right here. James Otto Hunn was born on a chilly spring day, March 22nd, 1822, in the quiet farming town of Rose, New York. The firstborn of Samuel Hunn III and Sally Otto Hunn, James grew up with the responsibilities of being the eldest of just 2 children, likely helping his father build mills around Rose. By the age of 20, James had already laid the foundation for his own future. In 1844, he married Catherine Winchell, and together, where's Catherine? Right there. And together, they had raised 3 children on the very soil he worked so tirelessly. Like many of his generation, James found a purpose in the land. The U.S. Census records him as simply as a farmer, but in 1860, non-population schedules paint a much richer picture of a man deeply rooted in his craft. On a 63-acre farm, James cultivated the bounty of upstate New York: 100 bushels of wheat, 49 bushels of rye, 200 of corn, and 50 of barley. His land also yielded potatoes, firewood, and more unusual products for his time. 8 pounds of beeswax and 40 pounds of golden honey, likely gathered from the hives he carefully kept. He raised livestock too: 1 horse for transport, 4 cows for milk and butter, 300 pounds of it, 2 sturdy oxen for field work, and 29 sheep that probably kept the family warm through the harsh winters. Like, this is upstate New York, so it's really cold up here. Though his life was marked by hard work and dedication, James's time was tragically short. He died on August 4th, 1861, in the same town where he was born, just 38 years old. He left behind his wife, 3 young children, and a farm that told the story of a life built with calloused hands, determination, and quiet resilience. In many ways, James James embodied the spirit of the American 19th century farmer, deeply tied to the land, family, and to the rhythms of nature. Though his name may have faded from history books, his legacy lives on in the rows he planted, the home he built, and the lives he shaped. And like I said, that's his wife there, and that is one of his sons that also ran a mill, who I'll have to fix. His epitaph says, "All meet him in heaven," as you can see right there. You can also catch his cleaning video on my channel. Who do we have next? Who's over here? Ezra Austin. Let's get to him. Ezra is going to be over here. This right here is Ezra Austin. There's nothing really much that we know of him, but this is so little we know. Ezra was born in 1795 in Herkimer County, New York. Around 1826, he married Huldah, and they had 5 children. By 1850, Ezra was farming 50 acres in Rose, New York, with 10 acres of pasture. He raised cows and sheep and grew corn, rye, and wheat. During the Civil War, 2 of his sons went off to serve. Neither of them made it home. One died at the Battle of the Wilderness, and the other from typhoid fever in a prison camp. Ezra passed away on May 3rd, 1861, at the age of 66, while his sons were still away. And right here is his young daughter, who I have not written up yet on here. Alright, as we move farther down to the south side of the cemetery, you'll be taking a look at the stones getting much newer, and you'll also catch a glimpse of War of 1812 veterans and Revolutionary War veterans, which there's one right there I recently cleaned last week. I do not have anything written up on him yet, but you will expect a video this coming month or two. And that is his stone. Okay. This also gives me a chance to check up on stones that I have cleaned and other things. There's a stone right there that I repaired. It was lying on the ground. And this, I know a couple things about his wife, but I still don't have it written down on this paper. Here's the stone. Alright. We have the Weeks family, who, where is it? Right here. It's right here. So, these are the remains of John Weeks and his wife Margaret Jewel Weeks, a couple whose love and life were rooted in the heart of Rose, New York. John was born in November of 1820, the 4th child in a family of 7. His parents, Francis and Hannah Purdy Weeks, raised him on the rolling farmlands of Rose, where he learned the value of hard work and devotion. Margaret, his wife, was born on December 30th, 1825, was the 7th of 12 children in the Jewel family, the daughter of George and Elizabeth Shue Jewel. Her early years in North Rose were filled with the laughter of a large, bustling family, where she learned the lessons of strength and unity. In 1846, their paths converged, and John and Margaret married in their hometown of Rose. Together, they built a life filled with love, perseverance, and 6 children: Sarah, John, Emma, Daniel, Margaret, and Charles. John worked the lands as a farmer and laborer, tirelessly supporting his growing family, while Margaret cared for their children and home with the same dedication. For nearly 6 decades, they weathered life's storms side by side. Their bond was a testament to true companionship. But after 59 years of marriage, fate separated them. Margaret passed away on April 1st, 1905 in Rose at the age of 79. The grief was too much for John, and just a few short months later, on August 4th, 1905, he followed her to the other side, passing away from what many believe to be a broken heart. He was only 85. And as we move on to, as we move on to the next couple rows, these stones are going to get much newer. And also back here to our newer stones, 2000s. If you can, and if you like watching this here, or if you like just listening to me talk, or if you're interested in learning how to clean headstones, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you can watch those videos. So, here are 2 veterans that need to be raised. Got to do that sometime, because they're being forgotten there. Alright, let's see. We have the Drown family. Let's see if I can find their stone still. Right over here. So, Frank Kyler Drown was born on October 5th, 1877 in the town of Rose, New York, to Newton and Caroline Ream Drown. The eldest of 2 children, Frank's early life was marked by movement and his family sought new opportunities. In 1880, they settled briefly in Rochester, New York, before making a more permanent home in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, where Frank began working as a laundryman. By 1904, the Drown family made their final move to Brooklyn, New York, a bustling city that would shape the rest of Frank's life. Just a few years later, on February 17, 1909, Frank married Hester Milam, who is right there. I got to clean her. The couple set up their home on Wynona Street in Brooklyn and welcomed 2 daughters into the world. Frank wasn't a tall man, just 5 feet 4 inches, and I know how that feels. I'm pretty short too. Frank's work environment was hot, steamy, and full of harsh chemicals, which probably led to his passing on September 29, 1926, at the young age of 48. So yeah, his was very satisfying clean. We have Maud Carolina Osborne Powers, which is over here somewhere. And then after that we have, I don't think there's anyone else. Yeah, just her and, yeah. I thought I wrote about a reverend, but I don't know. It's hard to do this when you can't find the stone you're looking for. It's over here in the semi-new section. I weeded up around this guy here. He was all covered. He should be raised. Yeah. Another one that needs to be raised. Oh yeah, I did write about a reverend. It's ought to be over here. Oh, is this her over here? Yes. No, that's not. Well, here's Zenas Minor, one of the men we're going to be talking about. So, Reverend Zenas Minor was born on May 5th, 1883 in the quiet town of Rose, New York, the fourth of 6 children born to Franklin Minor and Mary Mitchell Minor. Raised on a family farm, Zenas grew up surrounded by the rhythms of rural life, where he worked hard and had values. Oh my god, I butchered this line. Zenas grew up surrounded by the rhythms of rural life, where hard work and strong values shaped his early years. By the time of the 1900 census, a 19-year-old Zenas was already contributing as a farm laborer, living with his parents and siblings in Rose. On January 19, 1902, Zenas married Etta Gardner, right there, also of Rose. Together, they would go on to raise a large and devoted family of 8 children. But Zenas' life would not be confined to the fields of upstate New York. He had a calling that would lead him to the pulpit. Answering the call to ministry, Zenas became a Methodist preacher, a vocation that would, oh my god, the sun's in my eyes, would take him and his family to many towns and cities across New York and Pennsylvania. From Fulton and Collins in New York to Tonesta, Erie, and Avonmore in Pennsylvania. He served his congregations faithfully, offering spiritual guidance and support wherever he went. His ministry was not just a career, it was a life's mission built on faith, service, and compassion. After more than 6 decades of marriage, Zenas suffered a great loss when his beloved wife, Etta, passed away in 1966. The following year, on September 8th, 1967, he found companionship once again, marrying Jenny Bowers in Winchester, Virginia, which is not buried in the cemetery. Reverend Zenas Minor's remarkable journey came to an end on September 28th, 1968, in Uniontown, Pennsylvania, at the age of 85. His death was due to coronary occlusion, which is the blockage of the heart, which is another way of saying that he died from a broken heart, because he lost 2 wives in a course of 3 years. And here is Maud Powers. Maud, sorry. Let's flip to her page here. All right. Maud Carolina Osborne Powers was born on March 4th, 1877, in the quiet farming town of Rose, New York, the second of 6 children in the bustling household of Samuel and Ida Bellew Osborne. Her life unfolded in the rhythms of rural 19th century America: hard work, close family, and early responsibility. At just 16, Maud became a mother and... I got the wind. A mother, and by 17, on September 9th, 1894, she married Edward Powers, beginning a lifelong partnership that would bring 5 more children into their growing family. And right there is Edward. The young couple made their home just a town over in Butler, on Rose Valley Road, where their days were filled with the noise and joy of raising children and the steady work of country life. But life would test Maud's strength. At 55, she endured the devastating loss of her 22-year-old son, Lloyd, who I do not see around here. A sorrow that left a quiet ache in her heart. Years later, at 73, she faced another deep loss when Edward, her husband, of nearly 6 decades, passed away. Maud spent her final years in nearby Huron, New York, where she died on September 27th, 1960, at the age of 83. So that ends the research that I have done for these people over here. But while I was standing here, I noticed this stone right here. I do not have any of my stuff with me. It's not there. This looks like it says it's a son, so a child, that lived only about 3-4 months. Looks like to be the son of George Bowman. Hey Gates Master, how you doing? Awesome, sick, dude. Do you know who I should contact for these flags, for the volunteer firefighter flags that keep falling over? Because these things just keep coming out. Don't fly away. And there's a Civil War veteran that his marker, flag holder, is broken. I was talking to my dad. I'm like, hey, we should do something about that. He suggested that we should bring it home so he can bring it to work and fix it and then put it back there. Is that something that would be okay, since I know that you're a veteran and you do the VA stuff? Awesome, dude. Thank you. I appreciate that. Do you think it's okay, because there's a flag holder of a Civil War veteran at one of the cemeteries I work at. Their flag holder is broken near the top where it screws on. My dad is thinking to take it, bring it to work, weld something so it doesn't because it looks like the screws in it are stripped. He's gonna put on a thing and make the screws so he can hook the top back on. Do you think that's something that we could do, or is it illegal? Because I know taking a veteran's flag holder is against the law, but I don't think it would be a problem if we fix it and then bring it back, right? Yeah. Alright, good. Because the guy that is the president for the cemetery is one of my friends, so. Here's a stone I cleaned. I got where's my before on this here? I'm just trying to find the before picture of this. Come on. So before, after. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's that flag holder is at a different cemetery. This one is missing a flag. They sometimes forget them. Thank you, dude. Looks like Perry was veteran. I gotta research more veterans here. I haven't done much of the newer wars. haven't gone to this section in a while. Is that a daughter of the American Revolution? Yeah. I haven't worked any bit in this section. As you can see, the stones are really dirty. He's a Korea veteran. Passed away in 2014. There's another, it's a Gulf War veteran on the other side of the cemetery here that I raised and took the stone out of the hole, packed some gravel, and then set the stone on top of the gravel and packed some more around it. Because I found it when I was resetting a different stone. Had my shovel on it clink, I'm like, oh, I think there's something there. I'm also trying to find a stone that I cleaned before a funeral because I saw the hole already dug. I just sprayed it with D2 and walked away. Oh, see a flag on the ground. Stay. Here, the bottom is broken off. I'll just, looks like the flag holder wasn't doing much, so we'll just put that right there. This one needs to be raised too. Yeah, that's the stone I cleaned right there. Alright. We're getting over there. Since there's more people in here, I'll show the stone that I stood up a couple days ago. And then was attacked by ants, because I can't do anything without getting attacked by something. Yeah, the firefighter flags keep falling off. So my Boy Scout troop, Boy Scout Troop 115 out of Wolcott, New York. We only have, let's see, one just turned Eagle, so 1, 2, 3. There's 4 more kids left in the Boy Scout troop. My brother is going to be the last one because I'm 5 merit badges away from Eagle. But our Boy Scout troop is slowly dying, which is sad because no parents want to take their time out of the day to get their kids involved with scouting, hang outside around a fire, you know. So this stone right here, Gasport, is that southern tier or western? Never heard of Gasport. But this right here, the Huron historian, after I posted the before and after, she did some research. Apparently he was a captain during the Civil War, or a captain of a boat. Haven't looked into him yet. But his stone was on the ground. Let's see if I can find a before picture. Green screen. So, this is what stone looked like. And this is what it looks like now. So, it's out of sight. Okay, I know Lockport. I know where that is. Yep. The population for my town is, I think, 400. There's more dead people in this cemetery than the population of my town, so that makes sense. Because there's 5,000 people buried here. But a lot of these people are from surrounding towns, you know. There's some people here that are even out of the state, like Pennsylvania. Yeah. I researched this guy and cleaned him. Peter Hiltz of Company H of the 9th New York Heavy Artillery. I forgot to add him in my paper here, but I'll do that when I get home. You know, he was part of the GAR. That's the only thing I remember. And here I think is his brothers. No, I think his sister was married to a Stickle who is here. We have more apple trees. So we have more acres of apple trees than acres of people living here, so. And the guy that lived in my house was the guy that started, I think it was Marshall Farms. So yeah, we got families, people living in my house. So these are the wives of Andrew Stickle, which was I think it was a sergeant in the 111th New York Volunteer Infantry. And he is buried somewhere in the eastern tier of New York, and we cannot find his headstone over there, so. And here are the individual markers to that monument right here. Nettie and Alice. Anywho, here's that stone I was talking about that I hit my shovel on and decided to raise it. James Kingsley, Staff Sergeant in the U.S. Air Force during the Persian Gulf War. His stone was sunken under the ground. I got that popped up, set it aside, packed some gravel underneath it to raise it, set it back in, and then put more gravel around it. I'm pretty sure you already saw this, but I show this stone every time I'm here, just because it looks good. But we have a PFC in the U.S. Army. Looks like he served in no current wars, but not current, but you know. Here's a doctor. Dr. C. Hoople. Never seen that stone before, but it's been here a while. You got the Anthony family, you know. I'm gonna read the first stone again, since a lot of you guys are new here, new to the live. But let's head over there. That big monument right there. I don't know if we can see the house from here, but I bet if these trees were down, you could see it. But this monument right here, the Kloss family were one of the first settlers in this town of Rose, and they lived over there on the other side of those trees in a big brick house. And these are stones that I've cleaned. This right here is sandstone monument, supposed to be brown. These were black, you couldn't even read them. Now I got them up and looking decent. But Revolutionary War veteran. What's up, John? Chloe, I cleaned her. Alright. Let's read about this very Italian name. I've looked in her family and haven't found any Italians, so that's very interesting. This person's name is, if I can find it, Alcina Rosella Sherman. She was born in the town of Rose on August 25th, 1851, to Ora, who was a skilled harness maker, and Charlotte. That they welcomed her as their firstborn, ushering in a new chapter of the growing family. Alcina was the eldest of 4 children, a tiny pioneer in her own right in a household that would soon be filled with the laughter and bustle of siblings. Though her time was heartbreakingly short, just 1 year, 3 months, and 7 days, Alcina's life left a lasting impression on those who knew her. She passed away on December 5th, 1852, still in the village of her birth, which was Rose. Not long after, her family moved on, first to Brutus, New York area, and eventually settling in the scenic hills of Watkins Glen. Though Alcina did not make that journey with them, her memory traveled with the Shermans, etched quietly in their hearts as they built a future she never had the chance to see. And that is this stone right here. She is buried next to, I believe, her uncle's wife. Wealthy, wife of Elias, who I just recently cleaned it, so it doesn't really look that good, but... And here's another wealthy Sherman, who was 8 years. I really want to research a lot of the children here so I can read their stories, and veterans too. Because every single person here is being forgotten. Oh, I found my probe. Hold up. We might get to do some probing here on this live. I forgot this here. That's why I found that stone right there. It's just an old driveway marker. You know, you just stick into the ground. It's nice. The ground is nice and sandy, so... Oh my god, it's flying away. Stay. Where can I put this? I'm gonna put this on the back of the stone, but I gotta remember it. Mary Ann. Alright, put it behind Mary Ann. Don't fly away, I tell you. Mary Ann! Mary Ann, Mary Ann! I think that's out of... Not Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I think it was, the one with the tornado, you know. If you know, you know. Let's see. Let's see. It's gonna be hard to do this one-handed, since I got put all my weight on it, sorta. Yeah. This goes with this here. I just want to find the individual stones here. Yeah, it's just a hard piece of grass. I don't know. Maybe? Yeah. But yeah. There's definitely stones that are under the ground that are lost. But, like here, you see just missing spot. We're gonna probe there, and definitely a burial there. That's half of my probe in the ground. No, that's definitely a lot less. But yeah, it looks like there would be a stone here. Same with, looks like a Civil War veteran over there. I already checked and have not found the stone. The top half. It's gonna be... Oh, it's not Civil War veteran, it's the wife of a Civil War veteran. It's gonna be the wife of Peter Valentine. I think the Valentines were in Red Dead, right? Red Dead Redemption? Yeah. Yeah, alright. I'm gonna put this back right over there. Oh, is that a stone? I heard a kunk. Kunk kunk. But I think it's a rock. Maybe. Because, you know, we got Mary Ann, daughter of John and Mary Osborne. Daughter of John and Mary Osborne. Oh, never mind. They're right there. Why there's just a huge gap between them then. So yeah, I'm gonna put this back up against this shrub that's growing right behind a headstone. That's one of the reasons why it broke. And this right here is the father and... Oh, have you ever come across anything while following your volunteer work at a cemetery? Seen anything? So, funny story with that. There's one cemetery it's currently my restoration project. You know, I work on a couple stones there, and I think it was while I was repairing Civilian Hubbard. No, it was across from him. It was Lavina. I forgot her last name. No, Lavina Fraser. So I was doing that, you know, standing her stone up because it was laying on the ground flat. And I have it on video too. And we didn't hear it at the time, but there was a whistle. And you can catch that on the video there. Because I was like, wait, what? But yeah, it was like, I can't really whistle, but, you know. It wasn't wind too, because it was very calm that day. But, yeah. And then another time, same cemetery, right across from her, Civilian, I was repairing a stone. And then I felt a tap on my shoulder. Which I'm like, turn around, I'm like, what? And it was nothing. Literally, no one was there. So I'm like, okay. So then I got a spirit app on my phone, you know. It's, because then we have a spirit app and then we have a actual spirit box that my mom has. We both ran it there and I just walked around with it. Since I knew everybody's name there. This was last year. And then I'm like, is anyone here with me? And then I'm walking in front of, John Rice. I think that's his name. And then I heard a child say, I'm here. And I'm like, turn around and I'm like, John, is that you? And it's like, yeah. And then I'm like, okay. So yeah, I don't really focus much on the paranormal for when I'm at the cemeteries. But I do have the urge to, like, explain everything. Like if someone was there asking me questions, and I just explain literally everything I'm doing. Yeah, I'm just weird. It's nice and shady over here. The new EMS building they're building over there. Beep beep, it's a car. Look at the field. What time is it? 6 o'clock. Alright, let's just green screen some before and afters, huh? Well, here is a stone that I worked on yesterday. So that's before. Scroll back in the camera roll. And that's after. You know, it's stone, so we had to take it out of its hole, pat gravel underneath it, and then pat gravel around it while making sure it was level. This, we do not know who it was. This is a stone that I was asked to help someone with in Macedon Sunday. And then that same day, we repaired so This stone right here, I don't think you can see it well, but the bottom piece was out of its hole. They were all jumbled around the cemetery. None of these stones are really where they're supposed to go because they were just lying everywhere, like a bomb exploded there. But they were just, what's up, Vidhan? So yeah, the stone was just lying there on the ground. We got it in the in a hole. Got it all straightened, cleaned the mating surface. So we put that top piece that you see right in the front of your screen. I also did this on a live. And we put that up on there. It's my dad right there, just clamping one side, and here is me clamping the other side right there. And then this stone is broken up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. And this is the final product after we got it all cleaned up. The top, you know, the right side of the stone we cannot find. Awesome, thank you, Vidhan. I appreciate that. Everyone should be remembered. So yeah, that's what I did Sunday. It's beautiful out. It was really humid today though, like it was 98. I couldn't even believe that New York could get that hot. Two girls were walking home from a gathering, had to go past the cemetery, but they were scared. We came in contact and they said they were frightened. I said, I know what you mean when I was alive. That's the type of stuff I would say. Like, seriously, if someone... I reckon that the last time someone walked past here, they were tweaking. I'm not even lying. They were, like, screaming at themselves. I don't know. But, yeah, that's a smart comment to make when someone's scared. Hey. I'm a smart aleck, I'd 100% say that. Wait, you see me? You can hear me? I'm gonna get up and show you guys the guy that built my home. And I'll read a little bit of... No, I can't read a little bit about him. It's on my phone. Then when I do that, it'll pause the video. I'll just say a little bit about him then. It's bright and it's warm in the sun. That's why I stay under that tree. I've been doing lots of research on the 111th New York Infantry and the 9th New York Heavy Artillery, which were prominent Civil War units in the county that I live in. This monument here is part of this right here, this whole plot. So Ira T and his wife, Ira F, down there, both enlisted together. Ira, 16. His father, I think he was like 43. They enlisted in rows. Ira served as a drummer, and during the Battle of Monocacy, he jammed his drum on a fence post and said that it wouldn't be any good for a Confederate finder. And he picked up a gun and started shooting because he got tired of seeing all of his friends die, and whew, chills. yeah, seeing his friends die, and you know, he wanted to do something about it. you can't really attack someone with a drumstick, so. Understand why he jammed the drum on the fence post. I do have a photo of him. Let me see if I can add the screenshot up here. So, this is Ira, the guy that I was just talking about. That drum right there, that's on a fence post in Montecasey. And I'm trying to track down who has that photo, because it is in Alfred Seeley Rowe's book about the 9th New York Heavy Artillery. And I'm walking towards his father here, because we also have a photo of him next to a tuba. Let's pull that up here. And that is his father. They were both in the regimental band. Yeah, a brave man too. Cause the guy that I just showed, was a, Civil War veteran. So he married his wife, I think, a couple years after he got out. Had 4 children with her. All died at a young age. Wyman died from scarlet fever. I think it was James, died from dysentery. And I forgot which one the other one died from. But the second, and then the mom of all these children also died from vitamin K deficiency. I think it was vitamin K. Alright, so this guy right here is the father of that guy. And let's turn the green screen off. This is that guy's stone. You can't really see it good because it looks like this is very eroded. Someone might have pressure washed it. But, yeah, you can't really read it, but it says Ira, 1819 to 1901. And Abigail W., 1825 to 1921. And I'm currently trying to write like a newspaper article about the Ira up there. And I'm going to include this Ira here, Ira F. And while reading through the Civil War letters, because I'm lucky enough to have copies of Civil War letters that were sent to his mother, I found out that, hold up one sec. I'm walking to the stone. The Ira and the Soule family were good friends with the McCoys. He wrote in one letter here, let me pull it up. This is, It says, Mother, having few moments, I thought I could not better. Yeah, this, I can't really, hold up. Let me take, which page, I don't know. But yeah, he wanted to see William before he passed away. He died from smallpox. He was a member of the Company C, the 111th New York Volunteer Infantry. He was born in West Virginia, came from Pennsylvania. His family stayed there in Pennsylvania. And I did make a post about him on Facebook. Check me out on there as Gone Graving, same thing. Also, if you have TikTok, you can find me there under Gone Graving and the 111th New York INF. I think they just used, for back during the Civil War, they used the, it was the dot line. Oh, forgot the name of that. Decimal system. Dewey Decimal System. I think that's what it was. And, they did that or handwrite. I don't really... That's a good question. Someone search up for me, when were typewriters first common? Because I reckon there would be... So those letters right there were transcribed from the granddaughter of Ira. But, yeah. Yes, Morse code. I get that and the decimal system mixed up. But Morse code is how the high-ranking officers would get in contact with Washington. Printing press. Yes, the printing press is different than a typewriter. Because typewriters are just you type like your regular keyboard, click, click, clacks, and everything, you pull the thing to change the paper, you know. And, well, printing press is a whole system. You gotta get a whole different numbers and letters and font sizes. And then you get ink. Yeah, because telegram. Yes. Didn't they use Morse code for the telegrams? Yes, the Signal Corps. I love learning about them. I don't think there is a veteran of the Signal Corps here. I wish, because that'd be real cool. Yeah. I merged the telegram and Morse code all together. The telegram was what they used to do Morse code. I'm getting attacked by mosquitoes. I just want to take a nap here, just... Test out a spot. Oh, I have someone interesting to show you guys. There is a... I don't know how to say this without getting attacked by YouTube, but a victim of a offing over here. And, right here, Angeline, who was murdered by her husband after coming home drunk from the bar. She had a couple broken ribs and a punctured lung, which is the result of her death at 54 years old in 1886. So, while in prison, David tried offing himself with a knife, but it did not work, and he missed the artery vein. He is buried in an unmarked grave because, yeah, he was sort of a bad person. And here is their son, who, while trying to get a lawyer for his father, because he knew darn well that his father killed his mother, he gambled it all away. Which, heck, if it was me, no, I think, Michael, they just let him live his years out. He was like 60-something already. He died 5 years after being in prison. So yeah, this guy, if it was me, I would do that too, because, you know, they don't need to be a lawyer if there's already enough evidence to be prosecuted. And, like, that evidence is hard evidence because she was beaten up by her husband. And she has witnesses, which here is one of the witnesses' wife over here. It's kind of funny how everyone in the story is buried in the same cemetery. They just run back and forth. They're like, yeah. So this right here is the wife of Ira Hart, who was one of the witnesses that drove past the house while that was going on. She, Ira Hart, while driving past with his wife, heard, "Pa, please don't off me." And that was the last thing you heard. Small town back then, yeah. Yep, because the town exploded in the 20s. Because Wolcott and Auburn, the surrounding towns here, and Clyde and Lyons, had booming canal industries. And, yeah, I think there was a couple apple farms popping up here and there. Driving a horse and buggy. Ira was also, I think, was coming home from the bar too. Because the guy, David Converse, who is the guy that offed his wife, he was a heavy whiskey drinker. And when he did drink, he was very abusive. Yep. That's probably why they didn't hang him, because they wanted him to suffer from what he did to his family, his livelihood. And I tried to search up, like, if he had PTSD, like if he served in the Civil War. He didn't serve in the Civil War, so that was unjustifiable. Even if he did serve in the Civil War and have PTSD, that would be unjustifiable to kill someone that you loved. No, Ira was a witness, and he was driving with his wife past the house. David claimed that he was sitting on the porch all night. Which right then, you know that something very fishy is going on. There's more fish in that lie than Lake Ontario, I tell you. So they're like, I think that's definitely wrong. And they dug the body back up and then sent it to a mortician, not a mortician, but, you know, a person that cuts up with the body, see what happens to solve cases of more possible murder or that. But yeah, that's how they found that she was beaten. I don't think we need a clarification on what this is, but oh my god, hold up. So there's a funny stone here, I tell you. The stone says Ball Salter. And you know, I got teenage humor. I laugh at that every time I go past it. It's not because I'm mean, it's just because I got teenage humor. Oh, here's a guy that served in the Lost Battalion during World War I. I claimed him, he was really cool. Raised Clarence. I'm trying to get my watch hours in. I need to get 3,000 watch hours. Well, they only have like 800, so, you know. Trying to work up there. Alright, where's Ball Salter? I think it's over here. What? Yeah, 100%. Oh, a flag. I hate seeing American flags laying on the ground. There we go. I'll set back up. Not the right stone. Ooh, I almost died in a groundhog hole. You almost got to watch me fall on my face and break an ankle. Hold up. What saying do you have in mind to put on your stone? I can't find that stone. What is going on here? Oh, drop my paper. Darn it. Oh, there it is. Screenshot that one. Done. Yep. That was a real good one. I like that one. You should put that on your headstone if you pass away. When you pass away. I swear I cleaned a stone over here and sprayed a couple down before. I almost got in a thunderstorm. Oh, right here. No? Maybe? Yes. No. No, maybe. I don't know. Aww. I want to clean this one, but I don't have any of my stuff. I keep saying that. Alright. Another child. DARs. Daughter of the American Revolution. Hendrix. Yo, is there a Jimi Hendrix here? Jimmy. No Jimi Hendrix? Come on, man. Okay. That one's another good one, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's... Where do you come up with these sayings? You just, come up with them on the go, or you have them pre-written down? I think you already said that you had them pre-written. Come on. I wonder why they don't, like, tack weld these on, so they don't fall off. Years of waiting. Hey, man. I gotta research more people. Time to make the track home next to a highway. Fowler? Someone pulling in here. What are they doing? Alright. Another veteran? Yeah. Maybe a World War I veteran that. He'd be old enough to serve there. This whole corner here is full of veterans. World War I veteran. I think this is... Oh, they're his wife. I would like to, you know, clean these bronze markers up, but it just takes a long time, and I don't have the knowledge to do that. I mean, another good one would be, I'm fine. Doesn't hurt. I don't know. These markers keep falling over. Now this one's gonna hurt my hands. Hold up. You can see my face. Hey. Hey. Don't fall. Ouch. Alright. It ain't gonna fall over. We're good. I cleaned this guy here. I don't have a video but because I cleaned him unalive. 12th Trench Mortar Battery. During World War I. Alright. I'm tired, hungry, thirsty, you know, all of the above. And so, I'll see you guys next time. Enjoy.